How we doing, guys? Welcome back to the Giant Hot Takes podcast, your home for the hottest takes about the San Francisco Giants. I'm your host, Jack. I'm joined by my co-host, Jake. Before we get into anything, go down, hit that subscribe button. We just recently hit 100 subscribers, like right before this episode, so we really appreciate you guys for all the support. It's a big milestone for me and Jake. We've been working towards that for a while. So we're up to 100 subscribers here. We are up to 1,000 subscribers on Twitter. So go follow us there at GiantHot_takes, but make sure to drop a like and subscribe here. It means a ton to us. It meant a lot for us to get to 100. Our next milestone is going to be 500, and then 1,000 after that. We just want to keep growing. So we appreciate you guys being with us. It's been a fun journey. Before we get into anything, Jake, it's a big deal to get to 100. How does that feel?
Feels great, man. I mean, like every influencer ever says, like it's never an easy path. I mean, every milestone matters, and it's it's not an easy grind, and you really got to put your mind to what you want to do. 100 subscribers, man. I mean, that's a big milestone for us right now. Hopefully, we can grow it way far beyond that. But yeah, we're pretty stoked right now. It's a good little milestone to hit.
Yeah, 100%. Boys are fired up. If you guys are interested, I know you. If you're listening to this, you love Giants content. I will be on the Giant Sports Talks live show tomorrow from 8 p.m. to about 8:45. So looking forward to getting on with those guys. They've been a big supporter of our show. So tune in there. I'll tweet it out. Should be a good time. So we have a lot to get into this episode. Pretty positive episode for the most part. We have a lot of position battles to go into, a lot of games to recap, and a fan Q&A to top it all off. I know you guys have loved the game recap so far, so we have our first game to recap right here. We have the Mariners game, which was last Thursday. Giants took this one 6-4. We'll start it off on the pitching side of things. Landon Roop, we have a segment for him personally way after, but he goes 3 innings, 5 strikeouts. Roop has been a revelation. We haven't been that high on him yet, but it's hard to deny the progress. What do you see out of Roop right now, Jake? I'm fired up.
Roop's been so dominant lately. I mean, not only in this game, but the game he just pitched the other day. I mean, he's striking guys out, and most importantly, he's throwing a lot of strikes. If you just trust your stuff, trust your velocity, and put the ball in the zone where they can hit it, your stuff's going to make it hard for them to even do so. So as long as you're throwing strikes, you're going to get through. And Roop's been doing that lately. I mean, 3 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. I mean, it's a great game from the kid. I mean, we're looking forward to seeing him in the bullpen this year for sure. He's definitely earned a spot based off what we've seen so far. So, yeah, pretty stoked on Roop. Hitting side of things, struck the ball well. I mean, 11 hits, 6 runs. Offense has been producing well so far this spring training. Given that a lot of the pitchers we're facing are not going to be on real major league rosters, doesn't take out the fact that we still have hit on some guys that will be. So, yeah, definitely loving the hitting side of things right now. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's kind of like a pretty spread out game here. As Jake said, got 11 hits. A lot of bench players got some hits. We had a good day from Matos. He goes 1 for 4, not flashy, but hits a big-time double, hits 2 guys in. Brett Wisely continues a very strong spring campaign, kind of making a strong case to get on this roster. He goes 2 for 3. On the spring, Brett Wisely, he has 15 at-bats, hitting 400, 933 OPS. We don't have many left-handed options off the bench. He's got some infield versatility. I'd say it's a pretty good chance that Wisely has earned a spot on this roster if he keeps this up. What do you kind of think about Wisely? He's looked good.
Definitely. I mean, we've seen his defense last year. It's nothing you can really put your trust in, but as long as he's a utility guy or possibly coming in for a platoon, I think he's got only positives right now. I mean, he's hitting the ball well. We've seen his swing in the majors. We've seen he can do good things in clutch moments. A shout out the Dodgers. Yeah, that was a fun one. But yeah, I mean, Wisely is a good player. I hope he can continue this going into the season because we were a little iffy on him coming in. We didn't really know who was going to get that spot, and he's been performing well, so that's definitely a good thing to see.
Yeah, no, he looks good. Other notes from this game, young prospect Sabin Ceballos had a hit. He's 3 for 5 this campaign. If you remember, came over in the Luke Jackson trade. Just 22, went to college at Oregon, 3rd-round pick. He's got a very high ceiling, kind of plays corner infield, 22 years old. I mean, in my opinion, anything you can get back in a Luke Jackson trade's a big win, and this kid's got a real chance. So I'm excited to watch him. It's kind of a name for you guys to watch this year. I'd imagine he'd start in Double-A Richmond, but pretty exciting guy nonetheless. Kind of has the look of a big leaguer. Going on to Friday, the Bats came alive again against the Brewers. Giants take this one 9-2. Very strong pitching performance once again. We'll start there. Logan Webb goes 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. Changeup looked good again. What did you kind of see with Webb? He's having a very good start to the spring, which isn't usually the case with Logan.
I was just going to say, I mean, Webb, if he doesn't struggle in spring training, watch out because he always struggles in spring training and ends up figuring out just fine when the season comes around. So he's all locked in already. So that's scary to see for other teams. You do not want to match up with a hot Webb right now, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, pitching was great this game. Offense again, just absolutely dominant. 9 hits, 9 runs. Still got the strikeout problem as always, though. That's always going to be there, So not much we can do there. But everyone really played well. I mean, Wade especially he was kind of iffy at the beginning of the season, had a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs.
Bomb.
Yeah. I mean, Wade, swing change. Fingers crossed on that, man. Come on.
Yeah, starting to pay off. Giants hit 4 home runs this game. We get a Matt Chapman first home run of the spring, and then Flores right after goes yard, back-to-back. Good to see the power. As Jake mentioned there, we get 2 for 4 from Wade there. Hits a bomb to right field, and we also get a Mike Yastrzemski home run. Got to enjoy those ones because they are rare. We also have a Willy Adames base hit, 2 RBIs. I mean, everybody played well this game. It's pretty fun going through this checklist. We get Tyler Fitzgerald. He's debuting this game. First look of the spring. He gets a walk, goes 1 for 2. This game wasn't televised, but obviously nice to see Fitzgerald back out there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's the speedster. We don't have a lot of those. We haven't had a lot of those in a long time. We've usually been known to kind of an older squad. It's kind of been that way. And in these recent couple of years, it's really starting to get younger, and I'm seeing a lot more speedsters out there. So I'm really hoping we could finally not be dead last in stolen bases by like 30 this year. That'll be really cool. I mean, Tyler Fitzgerald's the key piece of that. One of the fastest guys in the game.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And me and Jake have kind of been on this drum for a while. I assume you probably didn't watch our earliest episodes last year. We were pulling like 20 views an episode. But we've been high on the Fitzgerald train. He scored walk-off, I believe it was the Cubs or Blue Jays, and right after it was the Blue Jays.
Steal home.
Yeah, the pass ball of home. Me and Jake were like, I don't know why the hell this guy isn't playing. I think it was another week before he played again, and then he went on the tear.
Then it was like the 8-game streak of bombs.
So it's always nice when we look good there. Moving on to the next game, we played the Dodgers. It was supposed to be a Verlander start, but I kind of loved what we did. We kind of said fuck you to the Dodgers as we should have. We had Verlander throw in minor league camp. He apparently looked pretty good. I don't have the stats with me, but I want to say he struck out like 3 or 4 in 3 innings, didn't give up a run. Offensively, this game, there's not much pitching-wise. Black gets shelled again. Trevor McDonald doesn't look great. But some positives offensively. Jung-Hoo Lee, all this guy does is rake. I feel like we're so repetitive talking about him because he goes 2 for 3 every damn game. But he goes 2 for 3 today. Just looks fantastic. Ropes a double. Jung's just, it's incredible seeing him healthy. How happy does that make you?
So good. I mean, he doesn't swing and miss at the ball in the strike zone, and that's what we really do struggle with outside of him a lot. He's definitely a guy that's going to lower those numbers, even though he does tend to chase sometimes. He puts the bat on the ball more than he doesn't, and arguably more than anybody out there. So it's really good to see him back, playing well, healthy. He's definitely going to be a key piece of that roster this year.
Yeah, definitely. Aura's off the charts. The Giants posted a day in the life of Jung-Hoo Lee on Twitter this morning. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. The guy is must-see TV on and off the field. I love it. Another note, I'll get close to the mic for this one. Gerard Encarnacion hits another bomb. Absolute nuke. He just continues a strong campaign. What can Gerard mean to this team? I feel like he's an underrated X factor. If you can extend the lineup, find a legitimate 5 or 7 hitter right there with some juice, can change a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a ton of power and he's got good discipline. Can put the barrel on the ball, man. He's not a 5-tool player, but that's not what we're looking for at all here. We just need that DH. It's down to a couple guys right now. Flores is putting up a pretty good fight right now. Being the veteran guy, they're probably leaning towards him, as we spoke about in the last couple pods. But Gerard, I'm definitely pulling for him right now. He's much younger. He's got a lot of things going for him. He hits the ball so hard. I mean, he comes up in the clutch moments. He's been fantastic this spring training. So I'm only looking forward to see him in the future. As I've said multiple times, this kid's going to be good, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. And there's going to be some ABs for him, regardless if he's the DH or not. He'll get a lot of starts at DH against righties, I'd imagine. I imagine they still like Flores against lefties. I don't see why both Girard and Flores both can't play against lefties. You throw Flores at first, Girard at DH. Girard can also play in the outfield. I think Girard can get a long look this year. He also has some first base versatility. So you can never have enough power hitters like this. Very excited about him. He kind of slowed down a little bit further on in the week, but it's spring training. He showed all the flashes. I don't know if he's still leading spring training in RBIs, but he was for a second. Brett Wisely, we mentioned earlier, in a battle with Casey Schmidt. Casey goes 2 for 3 this game. Casey, it's never been an issue with the glove with him.
No, he's got a great glove.
Great glove, great arm. What kind of you see with Casey? They probably won't take both, you think, right?
Yeah, I mean, Casey, his discipline and his ability to make contact with the ball really isn't as good. You know, he's got much better power, much better glove and arm, but his discipline on the curveball and overall in the batter's box just really isn't as good as Wisely's. Casey Schmidt still, I mean, he's still a young guy. I think he could definitely bloom out. I just don't think that he's quite ready to take the spot over Wisely based off of how they're both performing right now, even though Casey Schmidt has still been doing a pretty good job with what he's been given. I think Wisely's just slightly outperforming him, and being the more veteran player, I think they're going to lean towards Wisely a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. And Wisely's got that left-handed bat. We don't have many lefties off the bench, especially. Rolling into the next game, we got the Angels game. This one was actually televised. It's an absolute miracle. Giants win this one 9-5. It's going to be repetitive again. Jung-Hoo Lee goes 2 for 3 once again. This guy just finds barrels, man. He is so fun to watch. Robbie Ray goes again, absolutely disgusting. Tell us about Ray and how this Skubal pitch looked once again.
Dude, I mean, he's been so good with it. So good. I love to see it, man. Big bounce back from the guy. You know, hopefully we don't go to a game with him there. Just going to say, the last time we were there, the Braves kind of put like 6 on him in the first inning. But, dude, Ray with this new changeup, I mean, he's looking like Skubal, the Cy Young of the AL last year. I'm going to say it again. Shout out Skubal. But, yeah, dude, Ray's looking so good. I mean, 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, only 1 hit, no walks. From a guy that has trouble throwing the ball in the strike zone repetitively, I love to see it, man. I mean, no walks in 3 innings is so good from a guy like him. We know his stuff is untouchable, especially with this new changeup. So as long as he can stay near the zone, that's all we need out of the guy. Besides that, it was more of a hitting type of game all around. Pitching was all around not that great besides Ray. After he came out, it was kind of really a bloodbath defensively for us. But cleaned up towards the end a little bit more. Good win overall. What else do you have to say about this, including the offense that was there yet again?
Yeah, Robbie Ray, I'll emphasize that again. Haven't talked to Jake about this. I'm going to throw it on the air right now. If Robbie Ray has a sub-3 ERA or wins the NL Cy Young, we both will buy Robbie Ray jerseys. Or no. Sorry, I take that back. Actually, if he wins Cy Young, I will buy a Robbie Ray jersey. But the bet will be if he wins the Cy Young or has a sub-3 ERA, then me and Jake will both purchase a Tariq Skubal jersey and wear it to every single baseball game in 2026. I'll put it on the air. Do you agree to that?
I'll do it, yeah.
Okay, we agree to that. So the sub-3 ERA or wins the NL Cy Young, we're wearing Skubal jerseys for every live game we attend. Offensively, Jake kind of mentioned it. Jung-Hoo Lee 2 for 3 once again. Chapman 1 for 2 with a walk. Chapman might have had my favorite AB of the day. It was the first inning. We hung 4. Chapman, obviously big strikeout guy. He battles. I want to say it went 2-2, 3-2, fouled a couple off. Flared one to center field. We scored a run. So it's pretty nice seeing that approach. I give that, I don't have any reason to back this up, but I attribute that to Posey. He's getting guys to hit. How cool is it to see just Matt Chapman, who's not known for battling, up there battling, getting an RBI for his team in spring?
Dude, I would love to see what goes on in practice and in the locker room and during all the talks, because something about this team right now is just hitting in a way that they never really do. The strikeouts are obviously still there, but
15 this game.
Yeah, shit. But dude, they're hitting the ball. Besides that, it's kind of like a strikeout hit kind of thing. It's not that lazy shit that we see all the time where it's like runner on second, let's go strikeout, pop out. It's more like let's hit the ball and then strike out and then hit the ball again and then score a couple runs and strike out again. But, I'd rather see that than not score at all. So definitely what we like to see out of that. 9-run game, 8 hits. I mean, love to see it out of the boys, man. Great performance overall.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We're done with that weak shit. As Jake said, this is reason A why you put the ball in play. So Chapman has that bloop. Encarnacion ropes a bases clearing double. That was hit I think 112, 113. And then he comes up again, Girard. He slaps one kind of against the shift to the first baseman. He beats it out. Somebody goes second to home. He gets 2 RBIs on that. So Girard goes 2 for 3, 5 RBIs. Stereotypical, put the ball in play, see what happens with runners in scoring position. Man. I love to see it. Everything about Girard Encarnacion screams that he's going to have a breakout year right now. I'm just fired up right now. I'm out of my seat. Giants win this one 9-5. And we forgot to mention a Luis Matos home run.
Yeah, there we go.
Matos having... we don't talk about him much because everybody else is kind of doing flashier things, but Matos has had a very good spring. What do you see with him? Because this was a bomb.
He's been good. I mean, he's came up in some big moments. He doesn't have the best average right now, but he's been hitting the ball really hard, which is what we like to see. We know he's got that pop, and we're starting to see it a lot right now, which is good. As long as he can just kind of work on that discipline a little bit, get the average up a little bit. I mean, he hits the ball so hard. It's going to find gaps as long as he just stays aggressive back there.
No, I totally agree. And his outs are very often line out. Yeah. He's having really good swings, and he's getting rewarded again. Rolled into the next game, which was yesterday. It was yesterday. We had an off day Monday. Padres also televised this one. I was pretty excited about this game. We had a Roop start. And it was going to be a really good test for him because the Padres were rolling out pretty much their opening day lineup. They went Arias, Tatis, Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, Jake Cronenworth, Xander Bogaerts, Jason Hayward in their top 7. So I was excited to see how Roop did. How did Roop do, Jake?
He did phenomenal, man. 3.1 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And he continues to have that 0 ERA in spring training. He's been so solid. He's throwing strikes. He's doing his job. Especially against this Padres lineup, which is known for just absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball, is exactly what we want to see. Offensively, things were not so good, but this time our pitchers were there to back it up. Overall, great performance from all of the bullpen. Hitting-wise, not too good. Pivetta kind of just tore us apart. They were throwing a bunch of nobodies, too, that kind of just got the best of us, but... tie game 1-1. So what? We'll move on. As long as the bullpen backed us up, then that's all right, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I agree. And so Roop, just some context on the numbers there. He goes 3.1 today, 3 strikeouts. Struck out Tatis, and they kept him in to face Tatis for that last inning to lead off the inning. He popped out to short or shallow outfield. I don't remember. It was a pretty bad AB. Kind of made Tatis look foolish. On the spring, Roop 8.1 innings, 11 strikeouts, 0.24 WHIP. Absolute absurdity, as Jake alluded to earlier. Roop, he's going to have some difficult. He's making for some difficult conversations. I know Jake mentioned earlier we'll see him in the pen. He's making a very strong push to start some games for this club this year. He's opened a lot of eyes, man, including mine. I'm not going to sit on my pedestal and act like I was the biggest Landon Roop truther because I wasn't, but you can't deny these numbers. Not much offensively. Matos roped the double down the left field line. McRae goes first to home. McRae flies. We know that. Awesome to see that little glimpse in the future, wasn't it, to tie that game in the 8th?
It was great, man. Love to see it. Finally kind of getting some action.
Yep, and so today, game's still currently live against the Diamondbacks. We do have a lot to talk about. Bats came to play again. Kyle Harrison start today. Kyle, I would say, was easily clubhouse favorite to be that to have that last spot in the rotation. Kyle gets just touched up today, man. 1.2 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned. Doesn't make it out of the first, comes back for the second. Vila looks way down. Kind of what do you make of it, knowing Harrison at De La Salle High School in Concord was his entire career mid to upper 9s, entire minor league career, got to the bigs because his fastball was so good. Now his fastball's down. So kind of what do you think about the outlook on Kyle right now?
Well, I mean, he threw 31 strikes and 44 pitches. I mean, he wasn't walking guys. It's just if you're gonna throw that fastball that with not much, I mean, punch to it, it's really just gonna get hit around. I don't really know what else to say. We know he can throw that hard, and he did it in his previous outing and pitched great. So I don't really know what's going on there. I'm definitely not going to give up on him at all. But I don't know, man. It's just not what we wanted to see right now out of him. I mean, the bats yet again picked up the pitchers when they were down. We've got 11 hits right now, 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Adames, have a day, kid. I mean, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs in a run, hit a bomb. I mean, same with Schmidt, too. 113 miles an hour off the bat on a line drive. Great to see out of him, too. And McRae kind of working his way back up, 2 of 4. Another good game from him. Kind of came in, pinch running the other game, scored. Hopefully he can kind of work his way back up from his struggles. And Sam Huff, you definitely have your role as the backup catcher. Congratulations. 2 for 2. 2 walks, 3 runs. Great day from him. And yeah, overall, so far so good today, besides that Kyle Harrison outing. Bullpen's looking good. But anything else to touch up upon there?
Yeah, Harrison, I mean, obviously you open Twitter, and Twitter is a very volatile place. We've tried to not be volatile on there. Overreaction Central, and we have our own overreactions, but I urge you guys, do not give up on the 23-year-old who was the number 1 left-handed pitching prospect in baseball. Maybe, I don't know what's going on with him because I'm pretty concerned. His fastest fastball was like 92.3 today, which is very concerning, but it's spring. He threw a lot of strikes, as Jake said. I honestly didn't even notice that on the first time through, so that was really good to see. Offense, 4 for 14 runners in scoring position. Incredible. As Jake said, Sam Huff pretty much has earned himself the backup catcher role, hitting 308 with 1,000 OPS and probably 1,000 strikeouts. But that's what you have with Huff. He just needs to play once or twice a week. So excited to see that. Very positive week of games. I'm pretty fired up about it. Offense looks good. We're going to kick things off to the next segment. Kind of going back on the Kyle Harrison stuff. Velo's way down. Sweeper doesn't look that good. Do you think he can find that velo again? Because I'm a little concerned about it.
I really hope he does. I don't know what's holding him back. I mean, I'm not an insider at all, so all I can do is really just pray for it. But I honestly have no idea. It's got to be some sort of command issue or something. They just cannot throw strikes when he throws it harder, or he's having arm problems or something that they're not telling us about. But I really don't know. I honestly just pray that he gets it back up.
Yeah, it's concerning. So here's his fastballs in the first inning for my buddy Grayson. He threw 4-seam 90.8, then 91.3, then 90.5, then 90.6, then 91.4, 89.9, 92.3, 91.3, 92 flat, then 90.5, then 91.7. So as Jake said, very good that he's throwing strikes, but you'd almost like a little bit more wildness if you're throwing that slow, because 89 will not play. It can maybe a little bit, but not to a superstar potential that I really think he does. So concerned about Kyle, not hitting the panic button yet, but definitely a little concerned. Other news from today, we had the first round of cuts today. Saw Luciano and Eldridge head down to minor league camp. Were you at all shocked by this? And what was your first overall reaction from this?
If you were to tell me this, like, the first day of spring training, I would have probably thought you were crazy. But, I mean, Eldridge really just did have that one at-bat on the 2-strike count with the ball right down the middle that he just absolutely hammered. But since then, it's kind of just been strikeout for him. He's 20 years old, not taking anything away from the kid. He's got so much time to develop. Luciano, it's kind of surprising that he's really not playing up to par as much, but he's kind of hitting the ball hard. It does shock me that they kind of gave up on him right now already, but his competition is, I mean, it's kind of widening out as guys like McRae are kind of starting to shift a little bit more towards the hitting side of things, and Matos is tearing the cover off the baseball. in Girard, if he goes towards the outfield, he's tearing the cover off the baseball as well. So it's kind of the window is kind of narrowing for Luciano right now. So it's just unfortunate that he's going down, but it's probably the right decision based off of how he's been hitting lately, I guess. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree. As Jake said, Bryce Eldridge is 20 years old. He has less than 80 ABs above AA. So put that in perspective. It was pretty shocking that he was even at spring training in the first place. That bomb was incredible. That bomb I want you to remember more than the 8 strikeouts, because that is what Bryce Eldridge can be and will be for this team. He'll get work down there, hopefully 300, 400 ABs. If he sees the big leagues at any point during this year, he's well ahead of schedule, and I think there's a very good chance we see him. Luciano, we talked about him a lot the last couple podcasts. I still think he looks very good, very improved. Numbers obviously don't back it up, and that's okay. So he's going to get a lot of time to learn the outfield down there, keep working on whatever he's doing right now, because he looks like he's swinging way freer, hit that bomb against the Reds. He looks pretty good. So no need to rush him again, because he's kind of been screwed in his last year of options, so no need to rush him up. But it is frustrating seeing a guy like that continue to not be able to produce at the highest level. If you are concerned about it, Elliot Ramos last year was in this first round of cuts as well. He ended up being an all-star, so don't really panic about that, but I do understand the frustration with him being sent down. Is that kind of a good sum up, Jake?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he should take what Ramos did into his own consideration and try to strive for that. I mean, if Ramos can do it, then you can do it too, being the prospect you are and that we've seen you be. You should just take that as a little bit of motivation that it can be done, and it has happened. So I think that he should take this kind of as a lesson, and that, you know, he can't really just give up on himself like he tends to when the ball's hit into the infield and he doesn't want to run it out. So things need to change for his mindset a little bit, I think. But, yeah, besides that, I mean, really do hope he can figure it out.
Yeah, that did strike me the wrong way when he was trying to earn that DH role last year and just jogging the first. And I think there was a couple times they threw it away and still got him out. So he needs to clean that up. I think he will. Posey doesn't let shit slide. We got some fan reactions and comments. I told them to drop their hottest takes and opinions about the first couple weeks of the season, so me and Jake will react to that. We got our first one up at DannyV916 on X. Go follow him there. He said, not quote for quote, but essentially he wrote a pretty long paragraph. Thank you. He said, I am not sold on Matos. He said, too many very quick ABs and no strikeouts or walks. I don't think his plate discipline issues are fixed. What do you buy on that, Jake? And do you think it's as big of a deal as our buddy Danny here is making it out to be?
I'm going to agree that I don't think his plate discipline issues are fixed. I definitely think that needs a lot of work. But I also think that he's very much improved from what we saw last year. I hope this is not one of the swings that he's having like he had that 1 week last year. But I don't think that he's someone to really worry about right now as much. He's tearing the cover off the baseball in minor leagues right now. You know, we got some time before the season starts. Little adjustments can be made. But I'm going to partially agree with you on that one. I don't think that he's fully ready to take on the role and get 600 at-bats in a season. Absolutely not. But I don't think that he's a complete fluke right now.
No, I agree. I don't think his plate discipline issues are fixed either, but I also think it's something that he can work on with 300 ABs in the bigs. I don't really see a reason why you need him to rot in AAA, because he's ready to hit big league pitching. He's proved he can. Won that NL Player of the Week. We'll continue to bring that up. So I'd love to see him in a platoon with Yaz, get 300 ABs, and kind of see what you have with him, because I think your ceiling with a guy like Matos is 20 to 25 bombs, a lot of doubles, really good defense, can steal you some bags. He's kind of a guy that could be very valuable. His ceiling's all-star ceiling, just 23 again. So I think he's easily the guy I'm highest on in that young crop of outfielders. So excited to see him develop, and I think he can work on his issues in the bigs. We got another one. Kai Grizzle at KGrizzle2020, very big supporter of our podcast. Thank you for the comment, as always, Kai. He said the Giants will have a player or two in the All-Star game. Do you have a prediction for who that will be, Jake? Give me 2 ones you think are locks, and give me 2 outside chances like a Ramos last year. Yeah, give us some sleepers.
Well,
I'll go after.
I think it's going to be Webb and Chapman. competition in the in the National League at third base is kind of narrowed down. I think he should be the starter at third base based off projections right now. He's a top 3 third baseman in baseball when he's on. I mean, the glove doesn't lie. So Chapman is definitely the number 1 pick for me, in Webb because he's already figured out in spring training, so that's a dangerous sign. And he had it last year. I think he's only got room for improvement this year. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Chapman and Snell. Who are your dark horse picks?
My dark horse picks, I was just thinking about
not
that.
Snell, sorry,
Yeah,
Webb.
fuck
Jeez.
Blake Snell. God
Yeah,
damn it.
fucking Christ.
Webb is
That's
10
that's
times
on
the pitcher that Blake Snell is. We shouldn't even be saying that word
Yeah,
right now.
That's on me.
My 2, yeah, it is on you. You can leave next time you mention that word. I'm going right here, Robbie Ray, because he's a stud, and I really want to buy that Tariq Struble jersey. He's a dog. And I'm going to go Ryan Walker because
Walker, I like it.
Walk has it all. That's almost not even like a dark horse. He's got the best stuff in the league. I think he's going to impress a lot of people this year. We had that Doval had the All-Star game not too long ago, and I think Walker's going to have a better year than that. So I'm going Ray and Walker. You have 1 dark horse long shot you can add to the list?
I mean, I got to go with Jung Hoo, man. I mean, he's got a lot of comp in center field. But, I think that the grandson of the wind could surprise a lot of people. Not saying he's a guaranteed all-star by any means, but if he plays to his ceiling capabilities, then I don't see why not.
Yeah, no, 100%. So to recap, we got Chapman and Bailey as our locks, and we got Ray, Walker, and Jung Hoo Lee as our rest of our all-stars. I say all 5 of them get in. Let's just win 80 games to go
Hit the
80-2 by the All-Star break.
For 2023 Braves or whatever with that
Yeah.
ridiculous lineup.
Yeah, it'll be incredible. We'll have a better lineup than that. At KFitz023, he said Encarnacion will not hit 30 homers this year, but somebody will break the curse. Who's your pick? Who's breaking it? Because I think it happens this year. I really do.
I think if...
Do you think it breaks, first off?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Dude, that curse is a curse, man. I mean, it's been since Bonds, dude. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in this ballpark, I mean, I can't really see Adames repeating that 30 home run season. I think Chapman will be north of 26, but I don't think he'll quite punch down 30. If someone does it, I'm going to say Ramos, just because if we're now seeing a full season of him, and if he can hit the ball the way he did, I don't see why it wouldn't be a possibility, but I seriously think this curse is a curse that cannot be broken unless you literally bring in a guy that hit 50 home runs the previous year, because, I mean, it is ridiculous. We had Mitch Haniger, who the previous year hit 39 home runs. We got him and he hit like 4 and played like 12 games.
Jorge hit like 3 at home last year.
Dude. Jorge couldn't hit the ball out of the yard. I mean, I thought Jorge was going to hit like 70 home runs last year. I mean, jeez.
I mean, he didn't hit one for a long time at home.
God.
I'm kind of with Jake there. It's a curse. I think it gets broken.
All right.
And it's a lot more fun to think about it that way. I love Gerard Encarnacion. If he hits 30, I will be very shocked. He doesn't have, like, he has good poolside juice, but not that great poolside juice. Adames, he's going to hit in 20s. He hit 32 last year. I'm kind of with Jake. Again, he's going to need to play really well on the road. So I'm going to say Adames hits like 25, 26. Be very happy with it. Kind of with Jake. Chappie's in the 28 curse. I think it would be so poetic for just somebody random to break this thing. Like Flores pops 30 out.
Flores got so close.
Dude, or like Yaz pops 30 out in 400 ABs. If it's getting broken.
I would love that. One of the vets do it. 2021 squad.
It's going to be somebody random.
Dude, Belt literally had 29 and like 300 at-bats, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he had a ridiculously underrated season in 2021.
Yeah, no, so I just think it would be poetic for somebody random to break it. I can't give you a name, but I think it's going to happen, so I'll throw that out there.
I would love a Yaz 30.
Oh, Yaz, or like Patrick Bailey rips 30.
Pat rips 30, then just give him the Heisman. Don't even give him MVP, just give him the Heisman too, man.
No, yeah, I agree. Speaking of Patrick Bailey, at T Wiggy 77 said his hot take is Patrick Bailey won't slump in the second half this year. I love the optimism. How happy would that make you? I mean, I think it would improve your mental health by quite a bit.
Best catcher in baseball if he hit 260. So if he doesn't slump, that's what he'll do. So I really pray that if he just needs to get off to a hot start and really build up his confidence, because if you start in a slump, it's going to be a lot harder to break out of it, especially when you're known for having a slump in the second half of the season. Definitely need to get going quickly to build that confidence.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, I mean, Posey's, he's going to be working with him. Patrick Bailey's not swinging it great right now. Quite honestly, he hasn't been playing that much either because they're really reluctant to have him get a lot of run in spring training because of his durability issues. So I wouldn't read much into how he's playing this spring. He hit that bomb. I mean, he's going to hit 250 this year, and that's pretty damn good. At Swoopy_11, to wrap it all up, said Yaz will be traded if he's not an efficient bat this season. I'd love that. I don't know that anybody wants Mike Yastrzemski on their team. What do you think? Because I would personally love to give Matos and McRae or Girard 500 ABs, but I just don't think the Giants are going to do it.
Unless he hits his 30 home runs we're hoping for, then, I mean, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And yeah, he's just your glue guy. He's the veteran. He's got the glove. How much more do we want to rely on our glue guys now? I mean, we kind of need to just bring in the new fleet of young potential. Because these last 6 seasons have all been terrible besides our one fluke year in 2021 where a bunch of 35-year-old beer dads just decided to win 107 games. So, yeah, besides that, I mean, Yaz, I wouldn't complain if he got traded to open up the opportunities for some younger guys.
No, not at all. I'm not a big Yaz guy, but I know he means a lot to San Francisco. There's a lot of people that just love him. I can't say I really understand it. Honestly, you look at him, he's just a good defender, hits 220. I mean, this will get my grandpa all pissed off. I haven't met somebody that hates Mike Yastrzemski more than my grandpa. But Yaz is a good dude. He'll hit 240 for you. He'll slump worse than you've ever seen. He'll pop some bombs out, make some incredible plays. He'll pitch. We saw him pitch last year.
He pitches now.
Yeah.
Two-way better than Ohtani.
Yeah, he's a two-way player.
Fitzgerald's better than Ohtani.
Yeah.
He had more innings pitched than Ohtani, and he had a better OPS in a couple weeks.
Yep, and he's got no allegations either.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you stuck with us this whole time, we really appreciate it. We have a blast doing this. Thank you for 100 subscribers. We'd love to get to 200 by the end of the month. We'll set that goal now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Tune in to the Giants Sport Talks live show tomorrow at 8 to join us, talk some ball. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
See you guys next time.